Welcome, everybody. Let me start by saying YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Booda, back in the building with some cyborgs and my co-hosts. We got Tweacz
What's up, fellas?
and TheKryptman.
What's up, guys?
Oh, look at 2B on the screen. We were given the update that introduced the NieR Automata collab, and today has been an active day for your boy, but I have probably not experienced this update like you two have. First of all, y'all got started a lot earlier than I did, and
Definitely
got to work on the actual content of the collab rather than the route I took, which has been just all my marbles, or all my cards on Roland. That was all I did today.
I don't blame you at all.
How's that treating you?
I'm not
That
gonna
sounds
lie.
like a fun time.
I forgot because I haven't been running Baron at all, but super armor is just so
Awesome.
satisfying.
So
it's
good.
so tasty.
It is so good. Roland himself has a pretty fun kit.
He's got a pretty spicy damage cap nowadays.
He's got a spicy damage cap, which,
Yep.
of course, it's tough, and I'll probably tweak a couple people by even bringing up the top tier. But regardless, for a unit like Roland, I guess is the proper pronunciation, having a nice 20k damage cap looks pretty good.
Oh, it's 20k and it's not single wield like resisted. Like you can do dual wield with 20k caps each hit. Like it's
Exactly.
for an year-old unit.
Mm-hmm.
To just give straight double the overall damage. Like that's
Exactly.
crazy.
So yeah, I obviously
He has
I want.
dragon lasers.
And he has dragon lasers. I mean, that's the thing. He's got a teleport.
Yeah.
He's got dragon lasers. He's got a crazy fast S1 that's very
Yeah, man.
spammable. And I'm loving him. I'm enjoying him a lot. I literally went crazy. I have 0 power potions. He's at 110. He's at 90 SC. I dumped a good 2,000 mother souls into him. All I have left is to awaken him to 4, and he is my second basically maxed out 5-star unit.
Nice.
So it feels good.
solid.
It feels good to
So-
like commit,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
So what you and I were talking about before the stream came up,
Mhm.
we were discussing like not necessarily what he's lacking. I think we talked about this last night, like what he's lacking, right?
Sure.
So he's got great damage caps. You can get him even higher if you want. Very strong survivability. Super armor is fantastic.
Mhm.
He doesn't have like the SCT regen that some units have, but like if
He
you have
doesn't.
the right materials, you can make it work. But the only thing he lacks, his damage cap's great. He's only lacks hits. Like if he had the hit count, for reference, his hit counts on his S1, S2, S3 are 6, 7, and 8.
Yeah,
So-
sadly.
Which
If
is
he
not
had-
the worst.
It's
That's
not the
not
worst.
the worst.
Not the
It's
not-
worst, but it's not great
But-
by any means.
If he wanted to have a true like damage cap, it would be like 8, 10, and 12 would have been just disgusting.
Oh, so good. So good.
Especially for his S3, which I mean I don't understand how that's only 8 hits. It's literally a dragon firing
I mean,
lasers,
it's a huge AoE though, right? Because it hits like everything in the line.
and it's great.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes,
So
Get
Super
more-
neat ability.
yes.
give more hits, but
Give me
That's-
more
that's-
Bahamut action.
that's the only thing he lacks. I mean, I know Jolin just threw a video up in your chat
Mhm.
showing the super armor, or essentially the super armor and the minus 50% damage received that he takes from it, which works through alts. If an alt catches him in the middle of a skill, just like Baron would, and he's standing there in the middle of a skill and it's not flinching him,
Mhm.
being unflinched is going to give you minus 50% damage through that alt. Like, that's really, really useful for a lot of hard content, especially for like soloing content.
Mhm.
That's a huge damage mitigation for free. So yeah,
Exactly.
I can't believe we started this podcast starting off about
I know.
Roland, but yeah, I
It's-
agree.
I-
He got a really, really good buff.
Yes, and I don't want to take up the time obviously with Roland. I figured it'd just be a little intro because that's literally been my LC day today.
Yeah,
I
man.
did get the LR Emil shop arc from the gacha, but I
Mm,
haven't done any more summons beyond that. But
heck yeah.
I'll wrap up my Roland thoughts with why I decided to go for him of all the 5 stars that are available to us right now. One, it's because he got 10,000 damage cap, unconditional to single wield, like we've been seeing. So that sounded juicy as hell. Um,
Hmm.
2, he's a super armor unit, so like I said, I love that.
One of
I'm
like two.
one of
Well,
2. Well,
3.
who's the third?
Never mind.
So one of 2. Um, which I love, the no flinching. And 3, I figure why not? Because there's Roland is popular AF, so why not work on him, stack him with a bunch of skills so when his shift comes out, which I imagine they will do pretty good with his kit, he'll be ready to go. And those were my 3 biggest reasons to work on Roland this go around. And I wanted to work on a 5-star unit.
I mean, and if you do want to home, like, be one of your main squad, well, like, he's not a bad one to shout at all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And if
And he
there's
can
ever
do just about everything.
right, he's very
Like, it's
hybridy, but now he's got a lot more physical DPS potential.
right. He's a very, very strong PDPS with like good magic ability and good support ability. He's got like God Heal built in,
Mm-hmm.
which is great. So even if you don't have something like Last Record or WAP or Honey Elixir, you can always just slap Spear Breath on him for 4 SC.
Right.
And then he can literally just stand there and God heal himself over and over and over again to build up. Is it fast? No. Does it work? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool that
That's
they
great.
gave him. He has buffs before that in his traits before that 5-star.
Yeah, they buffed him up at the 4-star level too.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm excited to make some fun little content with him, soloing certain bosses hopefully, and just taking him into whatever trials I can think of.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe not on jawline level of just cheesy showcasing, but I'm looking forward to it. He's just a dope character.
He
But
really
you
is.
know who else is a dope
Completely
character?
agree. Ooh.
I mean, I saw her doing freaking acrobats before we started this live stream.
Yeah, her skills are fun.
She's a
2B.
buzzsaw.
So we're talking about 2B. Man,
Talking about the
dude,
2Bs.
2Bs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man,
My bad.
she's revolved around combos, and she does just that. She
Mm-hmm.
combos very, very well from her S1, S2, S3. No
Yeah.
matter what you pick to use, it's almost instantaneous. Not instantaneous, but a very smooth transition between each. And she never drops her combo if you spam skills.
Her S3 is so unreasonably fast. Like the movement for
Mm-hmm.
it takes a little bit to resolve, but the movement for it is so fast.
Yeah, her teleport to the enemy. It's
Mhm.
amazing.
Wow.
It's so useful too. As a gap close and arguably her hardest hitting skill.
I wonder what targeting her is like during that. Like, I wonder if she's just in the air right there and you can still hit her, or if she is truly like iframed. I
You
doubt she
mean
has
like
iframes.
you mean like BB Shin's warp? Like is it just a blur?
Yeah, yeah. Moreover, like while
Shit,
she's
I
sitting
guess.
there spinning in the air like a freaking top, can she be targeted? Like, can she be exploded out of the air by Roy? I know she can make Roy miss on his S3.
Yep.
Right out the gate. She's suddenly just not where she was standing. So that's pretty cool. I messed around just a tiny bit in arena with her, but she's not like built yet at all. It's just a garbage build.
And neither of us have her like fully built out yet, so it's
No,
gonna
we're
take
working on it.
a little bit. Which, I mean,
I'm not far off.
That's the thing. I remember. So, do you remember this morning? Barlene had mentioned that. When we said, "Oh, how's the soul grind?" and she was like, "Oh," or he was like, "Oh, we have it in easy mode." And
It's easy mode if multiplayer works as it's intended and people are hosting rooms.
But again, it's not like that's.
But multiplayer's not working as intended and people aren't hosting rooms.
It takes a lot of effort to actually get the tickets to host a hard multiplayer room.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't.
And people are
I don't
still
think.
just doing it solo because they don't know how much better multiplayer is. Because
Yes.
people don't want to interact with multiplayer because it's a pain.
Yep.
Yeah, multiplayer. It as much as they've worked on it, it's still not in a place that they should have forced this kind of event and this kind of grind on it yet, in my opinion.
And usually there's at least some semi-viable alternative. There's not really an alternative here.
Exactly.
There's really not.
You're either going at a snail's pace or you're going
They're
at
getting 6 or 31 to 40,
mm-hmm.
51. Like that's
and that's a painful 51.
Yeah.
This is one step forward in the pitying of the Arks and 3 steps backward in a lot of regards.
So traditional format.
Big old
yeah. I definitely don't consider it easy mode. Do you know what was easy mode? FMA.
Oh my god.
Easy mode.
Oh my god, that was glorious.
Like a freaking spa trip for free.
FMA was easy mode. Stone was like medium tier. Ah, crap! I forgot to bring it. Steel guy. Stone was medium tier. DMC was easy but took forever.
Mm-hmm.
And then ReZero took forever and wasn't that easy. And then SOM just didn't have a soul grind.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember what slime was because I have blocked out that period of time in my mind. I just can't recall any of it. That's why those are the only units I'm missing.
Yeah, I came in at the DMC collab, and that one, yeah, it kind of just got better from there until it seems like this event. This event seems a little more torturous. I was able to do one run of the easy stage, and I quickly was like, I'm not going to enjoy this at all.
Nope.
So sounds like that's just the common sentiment.
If you want to talk about the event a little bit before we get into it, because yes, we're already on that tangent a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So as to the event, as talking about like how to do this efficiently, the best stage to farm this is going to be the second to last stage in hard, which is the mystery research facility. Why is this? You get tickets as well as these coins, Emil coins. So you're really gonna need to farm this and steal. So why do you need to steal? Well, you can get up to 72, or the highest that I've counted was like 72 Emil coins per run. And let me just pull that back up because that's the first one we've had. Krypt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I won't rejoin and we'll see what happens.
Okay. So this mystery research facility, the second to last hard stage, if you steal on the final wave, it's going to give you 10 tickets, 10 battle tickets, and then if you steal both waves, you can get up to like 70 or so, about 60 to 70 Emil coins per run, which is going to translate to, if you're only going for tickets, it's going to give you you can transfer 10 coins for one ticket. So you can get up to like 16 or 17 tickets per run. The final stage only has tickets. This Otherworld Songstress, and it's a really annoying battle.
It's not
really
fun at all.
HP locks and garbage.
It's not fun at all.
Dude.
Yeah,
cool, but it's not fun.
It's not fun at all. There's all kinds of dialogue and garbage, so no, do not do that. Do the second to last stage. It nets you more in the end anyways if you want to go for just tickets. It's more, as well as if you're going for coins, which you should be going for, it drops those. The final stage doesn't even drop them. So yes, this is the stage to go for. What do you need to spend your coins on? You have options. The first 2 9S prisms are pretty cheap, but then they get into a crazy price. The last 5 are going to be 1,000 each. The 2B prisms are 1,000 each. The collab tickets are worth going for. This is what I went for right off the bat. These event 10x tickets. What's included in these are not units at all. You're essentially pulling for the LR Arks, or the LR and the SR Arc.
And there's unit
free ones
in there, and mega clusters, and basic enhancement materials, and the standard affair like friend gacha basically, with awesome Arc jammed at 2 well,
So
and
why don't
awesome
I
arc
just-
and arc.
I'm
jammed
still
in there.
doing these, so why don't we just go through real quick, because was a great little quality of life update. But this is what the event tickets are for. You go to this little gacha. You're essentially trying to max either these arcs through pulling, which they're pretty common. Not pretty common, but they're not a horrible rate for both the SR and the LR. You will get it pretty quickly, and then the idea is to continue grinding these tickets in order to max either them out, which also gives max either as well as enhance points to enhance the skills itself as well as the stats of the arcs. So it's going to make learning the skills eventually a lot better, make the arc a little bit beefier too, which is really, really nice. But the quality of life update that would happen was that you can skip if you just click, which I already got an LR arc right there. That's like another extent. If you click real quick on the screen, it'll just bang through the rest of them instead of waiting like the front gacha used to, which is beautiful because I'm going to sit here and do once more and I go, whoop, click, boop. There's an SR, like these are.
And it's satisfying to watch them like cascade break all at the same time.
Just like it's such a good feeling.
That's
just
beautiful.
Oh yeah. But this is what you're doing. You're just trying to find arcs, and you get unit souls along the way. This is generally 2 and 1. Let's go. So you can see how they're relatively common. Like
nice.
That's like unironically the best part about this whole update is the friend point gacha screen being faster. That and the enhanced circles.
3 in 1.
Bro, I've never gotten this many. Thanks for the streamer luck, guys. Appreciate you.
I got 2 LRs at the same time. Yo, has anybody else noticed getting more of the LR than the SR?
No, I had 20 of the SR before I had 12 of the LR.
I think I've gotten more of the LR than I have of the SR.
I just did 14 pulls. Okay, I was at plus 24 before this. I got 12.
I'm at 20.
Oh my god!
I'm at 20 on Emil Head, and for some reason I can't find. Hang on.
Well, so
one thing I'm at 50. So I've pulled 10 of the LR and only 4 of the SR.
Really?
That's funny.
Yes.
That's funny because I plus 20 this while I was at plus 12 on the other one. Or
I
plus 20 the Emil Head. I was plus 20 on the other one. And now this is a plus 30. So
yeah,
that was a lot.
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. So this is a free grindable arc. You can do it through the event. Of course, it's orb gated. You're gonna need to steal those Emil coins to get more stuff for them. But you can easily get this if you just do the event and steal and try to get as many coins as you can. Cool. You can max those arcs out on their ether without ever touching them and grinding them out. So yeah, that's pretty nice. Now what else is in the shop? Obviously those prisms. You're gonna want to snag these prisms eventually, but it's a 3-week event, so like you have time. They don't have any radiances in here, which I wish they did. Because I'm struggling out here in these streets for radiances. I was hoping they would, but didn't happen.
You're gonna have to get that rank, bro. Oh wait.
Stop it. So the LR Stardust is nice to grab, and as well for like newer players. Like this is good stuff. These are good crystal resources to have when you're just beginning out. Good materials, and this is what I was talking about with the coins. If you get 60 or 70 coins per run, you can trade those in for 6 or 7 battle tickets, which is what you need to go fight the extra challenge, which is unfortunate because people that aren't doing it multi only. So you have an option to do these, play solo or make a multiplayer room. For the hard stage itself, you have an option to do it solo or multiplayer. Solo, you get 6 souls of that. So either 2B or 9S, you get 6 souls if you do solo. If you do a multiplayer and host, you get 6 souls. But in the multiplayer reward screen, you automatically get an extra 25 for the room master bonus, as well as having a chance at 5 each for the other 4 drops in the multiplayer reward screen. So you can get up to 51 tickets per run if you do a multi, or it's only 6 if you do it solo at the same cost of tickets. So if you're out there, please do it multi only. Even if, just better yourself. Just go in there, do the multi only, because
I
like,
also guarantee these rooms are going to fill because there's
my God.
9 million people smashing that refresh button, just waiting for a multi-room to pop up so they can leech off of your tickets.
These
You
lobbies
will get people.
Right. This is the only way to grind them up right now. Besides the mission requirements. So like if you do this battle 20 times, I believe there's a 50, 100, 150, and 200 at 20 times done. You can get another 500 souls that way. But the best way to do it is just joining lobbies or making your own lobbies. So if you're not doing the hard mode, for whichever unit you want in multi, like, you need to be. With that said, if you can't do multi, that sucks. But during this event, Steam Client should be coming out. So that should allow many, many more people access to do multi efficiently.
Yeah.
Steam Client should be out in the next 5 days.
Should be, right?
5 days as of the recording of this. It should be out by the end of August for anybody joining us after the fact.
Should be. Yes. So it's kind of nice. I really like this event setup. I don't like how hard the souls are to grind, because just came off of FMA. They had just ridiculous amounts of souls for us just freely to get without having to grind multiplayer and anything. I don't hate the inclusion of multiplayer, but the fact that they're only giving 6 souls for solo, or for like your base rate at 50 tickets, is kind of unbelievable. If they had given like 30 to 50 per ticket per battle, obviously it would have expedited things, but it would have been a lot better feels than getting only 6 when you solo run. Like, doesn't make much sense.
You got to remember, Tweacz, they're not here to take care of our feelings.
Yeah, I'm just surprised they picked that number, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I understand that most people were done with FMA like the very first day, like within a few hours, right? So this is going to make people grind longer. And we don't necessarily have many orbs for other stuff at this moment. So like, this is kind of where your orb should be going to, unless you're doing multiplayer on Godforge or getting out these labor breaker fields, which, I mean, you have all kinds of time to do otherwise. But for events, like, this is pretty much the only thing. Training field, obviously, I have to do again today, but what are you gonna do? But the event's good. It's just a little bit of more of a grind than I would have liked it to be, because we're entitled after we feel entitled after after FMA.
They
it was just so good.
It feels like they can never find just the right balance. They go so far to one side and then they just catapult to the other side again. And they can never,
I'm not sure,
transition gracefully.
They're always trying out new stuff. They're never relying on the things that have worked in the past or the things that we have liked.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think.
What do you think, Tweacz?
I think they try to find an even ground, sure, but I think they underestimate how many people not only like multiplayer, but like can access it. I know Brother was in chat earlier saying like, oh, you'd be surprised as to how many people actually can access and play multiplayer. Well, not when we have people who like literally can't even access it because every time they go into the battle, it disconnects, or like there's just so much latency that battles take 2 minutes to finish rather than the 7 seconds you're actually in the battle. Like, that's just not fun. This feels bad, and it's a big issue with multiplayer. Like, the whole, and again, everything says crashing, like the whole crashing aspect to it, like losing out on tickets. If you're going into multiplayer and you're like, I really, really hope I don't crash because then I'm losing my 50 battle tickets for literally nothing. And those are not that easy to grind up. Essentially, you use, out of the stage that I'm grinding, this mysterious research facility is 2 orbs per. It's going to be 10 tickets for every 2 orbs. It's 50 tickets for every full refresh of orbs. That's 10 orbs you're using. That's 5 hours worth to get 1 extra challenge, and then it crashes. Like, no thank you.
Yeah.
So.
And why is it so secretive? Like, why is it always... You'd be surprised, actually. Actually, you'd be surprised. Like,
I mean, they're not going to give us hard numbers. That's, like, company information that he could actually get in trouble for putting out there.
I don't understand. But
Yeah, it's business, man. Money ruins everything.
Like,
Yeah.
but what is
Money ruins
multiplayer?
literally everything.
Like, what is the percentage of people who can access multiplayer? What is that? What? I get not telling us revenue numbers. I get not telling us certain metrics.
Except that
Right.
revenue numbers are public. You can look that up.
Yeah.
And
You can look those numbers up.
we
Yeah,
can
absolutely.
find Idis's revenue numbers.
You can find how much was spent in purchases in an app within a given time period. I think there's. I can't remember the name of the site, but I guarantee we could find it if we looked for it. It's out there.
Mhm.
All right. Well, I stand corrected.
Yeah, it's a tough feels for this being a strong this event heavily engaging in multiplayer because I mean from what it feels like to me, getting those 50 tickets is a little bit of a grind itself because not that it's hard, it's a lot of impact on your orbs. And it just takes a long time to get those orbs enough to get one challenge. And then you're only getting, and by saying I'm only getting, this is kind of like relative to what we've had before. I'm only getting 36 or 31 up to 51 tickets or 51 souls, which is still good. It's just I need 2,700 souls to max out a character. I don't know. It's gonna take a while to max these characters out.
It
with
does
that
feel
said-
like they overcorrected because we're gonna go from having I don't know I've got like 4,000 Roy souls or something like that beyond what I needed to max them out to these
Mhm.
we're probably only gonna get like exactly as many as we need and then just be like I'm done with this. I'm not coming back
Pretty
here.
much, man. Pretty much.
Because the AP's good, but it's not as good as one orb for 8 on the regular training dungeon. And teaching skills is what takes by far the most time about getting a new unit.
Right. And I'm saying, like, we're sitting in there doing 2 orbs for a 6 times AP on these units. Meanwhile, we can do 1 orb for 8x.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I found myself just, like, hating that I was doing the event just to get this stuff, just because I knew I could be teaching them so much stuff so much faster.
Right.
And I used all of my
Hold me
temporary
back.
orbs on the event. Like, I'm pretty sure I finished out the just trying to grind out those coins. I finished out I did 150k, so I finished out the EVP already, and I'm trying to get like all the rewards while also doing the Emil coins. And the Emil coins I'm like not even close to being done with because I would like to try to get as many of these event X tickets as I can because I would like to see if I can rainbow an arc, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know if I have the time to do so because this is like 7,000 coins right here in these prisms, and that's just a lot of work.
That is
A lot
How
of
many
times,
copies
a
does
lot
it
of
take
orbs.
to rainbow that?
You get to max out their skills, their AP charges, as well as the stats. So the stats don't take long. I think it's like 9 enhances to 9 extends to max out the stats, but then it's like a few hundred
Yeah,
because like
that's a lot.
if you do each, and I don't have it fully leveled up yet, unfortunately, so I can't see the AP rates of the final skills. But you're gonna need to essentially do these. So this is gonna be 9 to fill out the stats up here, and then you have to essentially do this until it caps at 300.
300 is the.
Oh
AP
no.
rate?
That's for that skill specifically. The rest are like 780 and stuff, right?
Oh God.
So that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Like,
that's
it's gonna
terrible.
take. So I was talking to Lake earlier, and this is what he suggested. Like not suggested, but like this is what he thinks is what you have to do to rainbow and arc nowadays. So I might try to do that. I think it would be cool, but it's gonna take a lot of orbs and a lot of effort, along with getting those prisms. Like I don't know if I have the patience to do so, because I bought essentially out of the trading space so far. I've gotten this stuff, which isn't much. I've gotten like 200, 150, 350. We got 420,
Hey.
720, 1020, 1020, and I've spent about 100 of these, so like it's another 4,000. So I've only done 5,000 worth of meal coins, and it feels bad already. Like it was just a lot of work. I need 12,000 plus whatever is needed to enhance the rest. So it's just It's a lot of orbs, and I don't know if I can get that done in 3 weeks. That's what I'm trying to say. Do we know if there's a part 2 to the event? Or is this it?
I mean, there's gonna be the A2 stuff.
Yeah.
But we don't know if we're gonna get like a nightmare set or anything that gives increased rewards. Maybe on that third week
we are
something.
getting an entirely new set of mission rewards on September 2nd, so I imagine that's bringing more quests.
Good. I'll try to get as many things as I can done before that, but that's exciting. All right. On to
the play was almost certainly to hold on to those potions and use them when we find out, because they didn't expire until like the end of next month. There's like literally a month and 3 days left. And you and I both just burned through them with a vengeance.
You know I'm eating them 100%.
At least 100%. At least you burned through them with the event.
I mean, true, yeah.
You know what I used them for?
Probably Roland skills materials.
Roland skills, baby.
Yeah, 100%. I can see that.
Yeah.
I'm down to 15 in total.
I think my Roland is 20 SC, but I think he knows nearly every skill in the game.
Nice.
Because at some point I was just like, all right, it's Roland's turn. And
great.
I taught him a bunch of skills. That was a while ago, though, so I've probably gotten a bunch of Arks since then. But, just one skill at a time. That's how you get there.
Oh, yeah.
And you can definitely teach, like, a full build without having to teach everything.
Yes.
I just can't, like... It's some kind of, like, executive dysfunction where I can't prioritize, like, okay, which skills do I need right now? So I just have to teach them everything. And then, like, go through and pick and choose every time I want to do a build. But, it takes all types. It takes all kinds.
All right. Well, enough about that event and its structure. Let's talk about some fun stuff.
Ooh, 2B. So we got 2 units, 2B and 9S. I will say right off the bat, I have, like, barely touched 9S at all. I haven't really taught him any skills. He's been my Beast Hunter carrier throughout the whole event. So I don't know anything about him yet. All that we've done is what we discussed previously, like us guys in the same lobby, is just like what could be useful for him, what he might be built towards. So we can talk about that a little bit. But 2B is the one I've built a little bit today. I've been working on her souls, working on getting her skills and her battles that I would want her to use her in. But she is a dual-wielding neutral PDBS unit. She relies on combos, which is awesome because she combos very, very well. She needs SCT, but she has quick reload and she has pretty fast SCT in general. But what she doesn't have, she might need some batteries. But that's for like a lot of characters, right? Like most people aren't totally self-sufficient. Like Shift Alice. She's probably like one of the only ones that's excluding like alchemy skills that just need MP to use their skills. Who?
Baron,
Balin, sure. Yeah.
Balin! Balin with his sexy new buffs.
But with that said, if you can get her SCT back, and she has relatively fast SCT in my opinion. She's got auto haste. She's got a chip that can give her a little faster. You can equip some haste stuff on her, but you don't necessarily need that. If you've got some Glass Record, WAP, Honey Elixir strats, or those healing Spirit Breath strats also work very well, or like a Shift Medine, Pirate's Feast, like just using everything to your advantage to get that SCT back. She's essentially your standard physical DPS build though. But really, really cool in the fact that she's neutral, innate dual wield, combos very, very well, and hits strong as hell. Like,
yeah.
As soon as you ramp up her combos, which is very easy to do with dual wield because she has extremely high hit counts on her S3 and has very high hit counts on her S2. Ramp it over 50, get that combo master boost, and then get to 100 and get her full cap and full plus 50% physical damage. Like that's a lot of damage coming out. It's very hard for her at an end game build. It's very hard for her not to cap on most things because she's after you're past 100 hits, like because she gets so much of a boost. I mean, she's really, really fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm enjoying her thoroughly, using her S1, S2. Her S2 is probably her best spammable skill if you have full stocks and just like sitting in front of a boss or behind a boss, and just keep lemmying that S2. So she's a lot of fun. She does come with some weird mechanics that we can go through. As to her base kit, having a crit up, resolve, crowd force, illusion, aim vitals, like stuff that a general PDS is always going to want. She has Machine Slayer, which is, that's just like canon, right? The fact that she doesn't have any, it's a Slayer. The fact that she doesn't have any other like really, really incredible Slayers makes a lot of sense. It's just, feels bad that we have to equip Slayers all the time on everybody, but
I mean,
Luke is
it's gonna help her counter herself and 9S and A2 and S Alice.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's not the worst if we're moving toward a robot meta.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, getting auto brave, auto critical, and auto haste for free is incredible. Awaken for free is great. No attribute attack raise 2, no attribute critical raise. Phenomenal skills for her. Pose of Glory innate's great. Like busted speed's great. Like these are all very, very good skills to have as a physical DPS that uses swords, that's automatic dual wield, that is just going to be pumping out physical damage. All these boosts, dual wield, triple impact, triple impacts, whatever. Quick reload's awesome. That's the first time we've seen this without Shiv Medine.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what the chance on it is. It's either 10 or 20% chance when you use a skill to get 50% of that SCT back, which I mean correlates.
25% chance.
25%, cool. So they have her SCT on her S3 is like 32 or something like that, 32 or 35, somewhere around there. I haven't got specific numbers on it, but it's more than 30, and she can get 15 plus SCT back on 25% chance, which is great. Combo Master applies to all combos or all damage when that combo drops or when the combo hits 50. So if you're in so Damus is saying it's 15% to clarify, 15% for quick reload,
15%
of the stock.
Oh my
15%.
God.
So that's fine.
Such a failure.
Combo Master applies to all damage. Like it's non-inclusive. So physical damage, ult damage, especially if you have a combo, do the ult when you have 50 plus after you have a 50 plus combo to get 20% more damage automatically, which is great. The nuanced mechanics of her kit are going to be the OS chip, which I have not played around with her kamikaze build, but if you don't have this equipped, she automatically blows up. And we can do that right now, actually.
She just dies.
Yep, she just dies.
Now, what if you bring her
revive
back?
on her, and then we're going to go.
She just dies again.
Oh, okay. So
she does die again
business.
as soon as she comes back up. Is that what you're saying?
She does. Yeah, right.
Yeah. She cannot be alive.
Oh, darn it.
That stinks.
So that was the strat we were talking about, which is funny.
If you've got some mechanic for having somebody die over and over again, it's fine.
Sure.
Which we don't have yet, do we? Do we really?
It makes her super useless. So I'm sure a lot of people are going to put her as their support and remove the OS chip. Because that's just how people are. Barlene was talking about doing that.
That took a little bit, no?
Is there a pause?
That was not instant.
It takes a couple seconds. It takes like 2 or 3 seconds.
Oh, now she's definitely dead again. She died real quick the second time. Yeah, that was at least like 5 seconds. She was just chilling there. So that's interesting.
It's just some amount of time and then dead.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Super dead.
So that's unfortunate, but yeah, so essentially you can't use her without that, which is surprising because now I'm interested to see the strategies that come out of that. Because if she didn't die the second time, which it would have confused me if she hadn't died on the successive deaths, like we're getting revived and hasn't died again, because that would just be counterintuitive to why she has this in her kit. But it's interesting to see that that's how that works.
And the unfortunate thing is we almost did get a reliable way to suicide a unit one time outside of because you can soul spark and that kills your unit.
Mm-hmm.
But the Cursed Ring and Emil's Head. Cursed Ring kills you when you've got Curse, and
Right.
Emil's Head gives you Curse. For some reason, it doesn't trigger it. We tried it on multiple units, and for whatever reason, it does not kill you. You can have Curse and the Cursed Ring at the same time and not get incapacitated. So I don't know what that's about. I don't know exactly how that works, but that's a thing.
That's weird that would not happen.
That's
like
super
that.
weird.
It's a weird mechanic. It might be because it's not applied after the fact. And instead it's like an innate. It's not like
It's not an
not
active
like an
ability
application.
that has to be applied.
right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like active healing.
Yeah, no idea. No idea how that works. Very strange. More testing is needed, and it's potentially just a bug, or something that they didn't consider.
Right.
It could be a bug, or it could just be an unintended side effect of the way the systems in this game apply to each other. Oops. Ideally, it's just a bug though, and they can fix it because that would be fun. Being able to suicide a unit off the bat for fun and profit.
It would.
Okay. Well, what I was doing right now is just writing down the overall aggregate resistances or aggregate stat changes based on all their plugins. So what the nuanced mechanics is, she has like 3 separate plugins she can put on. Plug it in chip attack, which gives 30% strength. And like we had thought before that they might be stances, like a Balin stance, where it gives you a certain advantage, but also disadvantage in certain areas of their kit. But you can just put all these on if you want to, which is kind of dope because like the aggregate overall, what happens if you put all 3 of these on? Which we can go through these first real quick, but the aggregate is going to give you all 3 of them on is give you minus 15% HP, plus 15% strength, plus 15% intelligence, plus 30% defense. Which I'm gonna just nope. It's all plus 15. Yeah, plus 15% defense, plus 15% mind, plus 20% SCT recovery, plus 10% crit, and only -5 to all elemental resists. So like you essentially get plus 15 of every stat except for HP, which is down. You get 20% SCT recovery, 10% crit, and -5 on the elemental resist, which is pretty dope. And but it's going to be compounding on your base. It's compounding on your base stats. So I don't know if it's pre-battle or not, but that's a pretty solid chunk of stats you're going to get for flipping them all.
You can flip them on and off and see it change on your character screen.
Oh, so we can do that. All right, dope.
Yeah, 100%.
Great. Thank you. So it is pre-battle. Let's do that real quick. What am I looking at? Defense, 14 to 61. We're going to take out the defense chip because that's my least favorite one because, pure power. Yep, sure. Awesome. Thank you for throwing that out there. So plus 50. Essentially, 100%. This is, if you put them all 3, plus 15% every stat. Except for, the other parameters. HP, SCT.
And is there not, I believe, an item that gives 10% HP, 5% SCT, and 5 of each resist except light and dark? Isn't that
the Radiant Soul Crystal?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're gonna give her a soul.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's not a bad shout on her.
Great.
Not a bad shout on her.
That and Equilibrium if you don't have her paid.
Yeah, the Equilibrium is pretty amazing. I also don't use her paid, but I think Equilibrium's a better shout.
Equilibrium's so good. And it's free-ish if you can manage.
Right, if you can beat the...
Earnable.
Yeah, so
how about cool. It's earnable?
This is pretty dope. So she has 2 stacks two stacks. So she has Illusion and she has her trait 1 that has chances to avoid physical hits. When evading a physical hit, recover 2 seconds ST for a skill, which is a random skill, and then apply a skill damage plus 50% debuff to the next skill used, which is essentially like how I use her if I'm spamming skills and she evades. That's a nice it's a nice boost to the first skill back into the combo. I mean, there's a lot of uses for it. That's very specific, but you can see that that's just going to be, you know, something that you're not going to notice is going to be effective, but it will just happen.
I feel like about 10 minutes after we saw that slide that had the, you know, if you dodge, you get 2 seconds SCT. Jawline again posted in Discord.
He was so pumped.
What is it? It's the Tower of Illusion or whatever it is.
Sand Mirage Arc. Yeah. So it's
Sand
the
Mirage.
Yeah. Here, I'll bring it up. So
yeah,
this is one interesting little strat, and I'm pretty sure he put a video up on it. Just a quick little video. But if you have this skill, fully evade a certain number of physical attacks. So this is essentially just going to give you, at level 10, it gives you full evasion of the next 20 physical attacks. Which for every evasion, you're going to get 2 random SCT to a skill, random skill. So it's just going to, if in an incoming, like I know he used it on Jalbonga, so the incoming alt is just going to have, you're going to evade the first 20 hits of it, which I don't know why that would be. I didn't think it was physical, but it might be physical. It evades the first 20 attacks and is going to give you 40 SCT spread out throughout your skills.
Oh, is it not all skills?
It's only a random skill.
That's less good, but still good.
Less good, but yes, definitely still good. Yeah, definitely something worth a shout. I saw him post that too. So not that would be totally useful in the whole scheme of things, but if we ever have something that needs 20 hits to avoid to survive it, and it's physical, like it's gonna be great. It's gonna give her SCT off the rip. What's her last little bit down here? Her reliquary system. When revived, apply strength defense int mind plus 30% buff to a unit. Did we test if that was stackable with Netherworld Nature or if it gives a buff?
I haven't tried it out yet.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go kill her off again, and we're going to see what it does.
Excellent.
Live testing.
Yeah.
So we're going to go see if she only gets those buffs, the basic buff icons, then we're just going to... It's nothing. But that was really quick for her to shoot. She really quickly
she just immediately
died the
splattered.
second time, right? So I gotta be real fast. Shit.
You gotta have them quick hands. It's like
Sorry,
it's like outrunning Pablo. You gotta be able to sneak it in there.
And she's... Bro.
When's she gonna die?
Do I have to move around?
You have it unequipped? There it
Nope.
is.
No. Yeah. Oh. Oh, you son of a bitch. All right, so this actually shows it right here. This is defense into mind. It's not going to be stackable with Netherworld Nature.
Mm-hmm.
They're the same buffs. Absolutely.
So you
Absolutely
would only get crit or whatever, and you wouldn't even get that, right?
You wouldn't even get that because it's plus 30%. Yeah. She just has crit because she has auto crit. That's it.
Well,
Sag. But what are you gonna do? It's a nice little buff for when she revives, even though it's really not useful for the OS chip because it's just it kills you every single time you revive instead of only the first time. Yeah. We're gonna put that back on because that's useless. Equipment heavy armor is great. Minus 20% protection for minus 20% physical vitality effects plus 1,000 health, and then you get a free cap of plus 2,000, which I think one of her strongest selling points, or lowest selling points, I guess you could say, is going to be the fact that she doesn't have a lot of cap. Which is fine. She gets like 4,000 cap if you equip a sword with her complete set, and then you need that plus 5,000 from the combos, which, I mean, I can run the map real quick that I would with her to see.
Yeah, her comboing is just ungodly.
So I don't have the exact numbers. I know Lax is asking about the SCT, so I'm gonna jump in here real quick and I'll pause the game and we'll see. We'll pause. As to the SCT of her skills, I know S1 is about... Okay, so this is 30 SCT worth. That's what we're rolling with. So looks like 12 SCT for S1, 1.3. So that's going to be what 22 SCT for her S2, and then about 32 for her S3. So about 12, 22, and 32. That's not bad. Considering she can combo really, really well, that's not terrible at all.
And especially if you stack on like your skill stocks and your purple orb, you can have like 7 or 8 S1s, and then a 15% chance to get half of that back every time.
No,
you
it's 50%.
use it.
It's 50% of each skill.
15% chance to get 50% back
Of that skill itself, not of the
right.
Yeah. All right, gotcha.
Which is just crazy. You can just go off for so long.
Yeah, it's great. I might go fight while we're here. Just switch her up real quick. What was I? Shoot, I think I had this on her. I think I had this on her. Let me go survive. Let's go for the survival technique. She comes great with, not great survivability, but for the new fights, she has 25. Some pretty strong light resist, which I was putting on Pearl Float. That's what I had. Okay. All right. We're going to go do the thing.
By far the most frustrating part of this is waiting for multiplayer rooms.
Yeah, it is.
And like missing out on them because one gets hosted and 30 people try and join it in the first 6 seconds it's up.
It is pretty tough. That is like not fun at all. To just be missing room after room. I mean, you can be quick and all, but it takes 5 seconds to refresh every time. So is it going to be useful, or is it easy to snag a room? No, not even close. Where do I take 5 off of here? That's the question. I did this before.
Presets would be cool right now.
Shit, come on, man. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to take Combo Master 2 off, but that'll work. That should work. So the idea behind her is that she can combo really, really well. Now I'm gonna have Honey Elixir on her, which is my preferred choice if I'm soloing her, but obviously there are other options if you're using other units. Which I hope I have the right stuff on her.
Quick aside, has your stream gone down?
It has not.
It has not.
Interesting. I wonder why that is.
And you're doing a great job of not crashing it.
Very weird.
I destroy everybody's live connection to Discord, and I have no idea why. That's the craziest thing.
There's gotta be something online. You can't be the only one. You can't be the only Discord antagonist in the world.
The reason
maybe I am. Maybe that's my
maybe you are. So the reason I'm using against these equips, I'm getting her high HP to survive every nuke, getting her back with the Honey Elixir, and then having 40 light resist. 40, which is pretty dope.
Yeah, too bad there's no enemies that do light damage. I'm just kidding. Obviously, there's a couple enemies that do light
this off because I actually don't need this plug-in chip at all. I don't need crit. I don't need intelligence. So that hurts. That's great. Let's do that. This does help for sure. This absolutely helps. So let's do that. I haven't even taken this off before, so now I'm going to have thick ass HP. Let's go.
Nice.
And she'll be able to solo, which, I mean, I think she does in 2 minutes or whatever. But hers 40 light resist is going to be really, really strong here because this boss is just all light. So let's just... Oh, I canceled it by accident. My bad, dog. So now she has 13,000 HP, which is awesome. I'm a really big fan of that. What's that? Don't do...
It's pretty chunky. Pretty thick.
Don't do this. Don't do this. She is very thick. And unfortunately, they didn't show her thickest.
Oh my goodness.
And you know, one of the greatest things about her is that she's just like Alice. She's just enough out of the meta that not a lot of units have innate Slayer for her.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's only a handful of units that have Machine Slayer built in, and nobody runs it. right now.
Right.
They will.
They will, for sure.
They will.
Well, you do your thing, Liva. But she's going to survive this really well. 300 hit per damage, 270. And then we can just... Well, at least for me, I'm going to do this and then get her stuff back. But what's taking you so long, bro?
She got that slow casting time.
That's not bad. That's not normally that bad, but she's got pretty good Goddess Kiss, and she has neutral weapons on her, so like she's going to get some back really nicely with damage. This guy keeps doing that. So like you get the picture. I don't think I need to like finish this battle out. But like if you see her combos rolling up, we can get up higher a little bit. This is not. She's at 100. She's at 19,000 damage for her combos, which is pretty high.
Yeah, she just spams.
And she spams. And she can get back. She can get another little Goddess Kiss procs to get her MP back, and then well, we go again. And he's at a cap HP lock. You get the picture. I don't really need to sit back here, but like she's very quick SCT. She's good, pretty good survivability. If you want to equip like Automata and Dusk on her and not use Sharp Eyes and Honey Elixir and all that kind of stuff, or even if Dusk, because she can get back her MP back so quickly, you can still use Dusk for the moments that she has the full MP.
You know what works really well with Dusk in place of Sharp Eyes is Savage Strikes. You give up 1 out of 5 hits, but you don't give up any MP, so you can just sit on fat stacks of defense. Because she really, because so much of her damage kit is just built in, because she already just has so many things innate, you really can focus on bringing up her survivability, and make her just a nuisance. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too, definitely.
Yeah, she looks fun.
She's very fun. She has very fast skills, very fast, really good coverage of the map. Just like I know you loved with Alice, her jumping around with her S1 and all that kind of stuff, like the OG Alice. With her S3, she can instantly teleport to a unit, no matter where they are, and just blast them with like 30 hits of very strong damage.
Yeah, that's
very nice. She's a lot of fun, man. Would you like to move on to our next unit that I don't know much about, but that we can speculate for?
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
The only one out of anything that I have.
Cool. So this is going to be 9S, our scanner boy. As you can tell, I have 0 Awaken, only 38 SC, level 80, because I ran out of potions, and I just didn't build it yet. So,
I've been running the...
I just haven't taught him much out of his innates.
I've been running the 9S hard modes as often as I see them pop up, because, like, it's
free.
Just as much AP,
free real estate.
And, you know, it's free real estate. It's literally free real estate. I did use him in the event. I've got him up to, I don't know, level 30 or 40 or something like that. I gotta say, his S2 feels so good. Just the rocket barrage.
It is. It's
man.
Great. It's just like Alice's.
All right, this is what we're doing then. Because I'm pumped to see it. Let's go. Let's roll. Let's have
his S2 is rocket barrage. His S3 is kind of a skinnier version of Glukeel's S3, but it's very quick. It's much faster than hers, I think. His S1, I genuinely cannot remember what it does, but I do know I ran him and V in a team together, and while yes, they did fight for like paranoia procs, it didn't matter because the enemy had every single ailment the whole fight.
Right.
It was crazy.
That's great.
It was super. It was such a hard shutdown of just anything they could do.
Awesome.
So that was really fun, and I think you could do some really fun like ailment spam stuff with those two together. Or even like 2B or not 2B, 2B or not 2B, 9S and Logia even together would be incredible.
For sure.
A 4-hit.
Which will be exciting because Logia is buff.
So he's got a 4-hit regular, which actually isn't that bad. You got to be up in their face, which I don't love, but that's just a cost of being a free unit.
Yeah.
It's not going to have the best regulars. Cool. So
His
he's
regular's
got pretty
not
good.
that bad though.
How many-
No,
Because
it's
I mean,
not.
when you think about it, it's almost like a Master Thief Robin level auto, but MTR's auto is worse. The closest thing I can liken it to, and it's not quite as quick, is actually like DXR. It's not quite as long ranged, but it's a small AoE in front of him. He does have to reposition for it, just like DXR. But
Right.
with dual wield, it's like 12 hits, which is so many chances to apply the many ailments that
I
he
think
comes with.
Well, 4 times 2 is like only 8, so just throwing it out there. But
And you're
still,
not
8 hits is a
it
lot.
not 6 hit?
No, it's 4.
Oh, interesting. I could have sworn I was getting 6 out of it, but
No, it was doing
that's
4. I mean,
Maybe
Yes,
extra
maybe.
attacks.
It might have been like an extra attack. It might have been, somebody else got a hit at
Mhm.
the same time.
Cool.
There's any number of things that could have thrown it off.
all right. So
But even
let's mess this
8
up.
hits is still a lot for ailments.
So is it time for an S3? All right, so I'm gonna do S1 first. Let's go through it. Let's go. So he's got cool. Does he have to be in line? He does have to be line of sight. It's medium range. All right, cool. Whatever. S2 is gonna be pew.
Anywhere.
All right, anywhere. That's awesome.
Hmm.
That's my favorite. That's like ode to Alice. That's
Yep.
great. And then here's S3. Yep,
It's literally mini Glukio.
that sounds so fun. That's great.
Yeah. No, he's a very nice unit to get for free.
For sure. For sure. Let's group them up and let's see how much damage I can do with a single wield, not even close to being built. Unit.
Wow. Tickling.
I mean, that's pretty fast spam for skills
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
in general. So that leaves it a lot to be desired, but not bad at all as like potential.
He's free.
And he's free. You can plus 20 him.
Yeah.
If you do the whole
free.
event, you can plus
Plus
20 him,
20
get
him.
110 SD. That's pretty nice, man.
His multipliers don't
Really
seem
nice
that good, but it's
stat.
fine because his skill cap isn't that high, or his damage cap isn't that high.
Right, and what he's most useful for, the stuff we'll get into here. Come on, menus, let's go.
It's incredible to me that he's like a free version of V and
Mhm.
Gen kind of like wrapped together.
Yeah,
So if you missed out on either or both of those, or you don't have like Nocturne Tinkili, it's kind of that same role. Just great debuffing, great control, and
Right.
free.
Yeah.
You're gonna have so much SC.
Yeah.
This bad boy can fit so much free SC in him.
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Slaps roof of 9S. This bad boy can fit so much SC.
Nice.
As to his traits, though. So essentially, if I remember correctly, did it not say special gauge plus 25%?
Isn't it supposed to be special gauge plus 25%?
It's supposed to be fill special gauge plus 25% at 50 or lower.
But it
Not
says 50.
fill special gauge plus 50.
It says 50.
It does say 50. That's weird.
So, I mean, they always do say things are subject to change, but let me bring up the photo real quick on Discord because I'm pretty sure it said 25.
Oh, it 100% said 25.
Yeah, it says 25. Huh.
Oops.
Okay, hear me out.
What's going on?
I'm going to do something real quick.
It's either bad translation,
Okay.
which likely, or
Yeah.
Omega buff?
Let's do something real quick.
Starts with 50%.
Here's the deal. Mac, you died. If it fills it completely, this is ridiculous, and it should be close.
unless it's fill 250.
That's a lie. 50 is a lie.
It is. That's 25.
50 is a lie.
Wow.
That's 25%.
How does that even happen?
Do you want me to guess?
So what should
This is
have
rhetorical.
happened if it's gaining 50%, it should have went to 100% because Mac 9 essentially halves your theoretical bar of your special. So things like phone booth work doubly as well, because they add a technical, like a tenth of the SCT normally, but then it gets doubled. So this is just a flat percentage, which is sad because that would have been just awesome if I could apply immediate ailments to all units with his special.
That would have been a little nutty.
Darn it! Absolute darn it! Because that was
that would have been insane.
Why does it say 50%? Interesting.
Because bad translations.
I mean, unless it means 50% and 50%, but that doesn't mean 50%
to 50%.
That's a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah. No. It's half of half. 100%.
Yeah, which is what it is. It is 25%.
It is. You're not wrong.
But, that's not what it says, sir. So I don't know. I don't know why that does that, but I was hoping for big brain stretch. It was not big brain stretch. Sadness. All right. So, but the second aspect of it, when using a special, apply skilled attack damage plus 20% buff to all allies. I actually do want to see if that's going to be stackable, if it's unique, or if it's just the plus damage percent physical damage buff. So let me go through a Great War Ruin on, use a special, and it doesn't matter what stage I pick. Sure. Good for you. Congrats.
You're doing it. Good job.
You're doing it. You're doing the thing. So let's see if it does it. So I don't have flag on anyone, I don't think. Like the Pirates flag. Should be good to go. Do these all? Oh, I do, don't I? Ha! Idiot. That's sad. Let me take it off. I think I have it on Emtheria, or Shift Indeed.
I mean, Pirate Flag is amazing.
It is, and there's a really good reason why I have it on, but, not that I need it on right now. Let's just make sure Balin doesn't have anything crazy. Yeah, he just has Valor stuff. Okay. So if it's a unique buff, it's going to stack with the other physical damage buffs, but if it's not, then it just doesn't. So everyone's going to have cap. Great. So this is only their skills. Protection, cap. Okay. Great War. Let's use the little alt. Don't care who it's on. Really don't care. I forgot it's single target. Alright, so. Ooh! So that buff right there is a skill damage boost, which will stack with physical damage boosts.
You know what it won't stack with?
Wow.
Runner's High.
Runner's High, sure.
Yeah.
Stop it. Just stop it. So that does stack with physical boost. That will stack with flag.
Nice.
So that's a lot of multiplicative damage right off the bat, if you prefer. So that's really nice. Skill damage boost. I guess
So he's a debuff, ailment,
buffer.
physical, offense buffer. He's a fantastic support,
dude.
This man.
As a free unit,
Yeah, it's pretty.
you can just
nuts.
plug and play. Like, it's great. Let me bring it back up. Let me see if it says. If it says, yeah, apply skill attack damage plus 20% buff. So it is specific in skill attack damage, which I did not catch at first, but that's great. I don't understand this trait too for either of these units really well. I guess it's just like an additive thing. If that scenario ever happens, it's going to give you something in return. Because HP 50% or less, restore HP 16% every 20 seconds. Okay. I mean, I think it's 20% at max level. It's going to give you a little more. Sure. If I'm going to need 20% HP every 20 seconds, that's probably not a great scenario. Every 30 seconds, if MP is 10% or less, restore MP by 40 at the max level. I mean, I don't really see that being useful either that much. Of course, any MP recovery is great, so I'll take it. Don't really get it though. And then remove a status down effect, which I think is linked to the. I guess it's not linked to either. It might be with either of those get procced. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that works. Because there's a period. It's a completely separate effect. It might be when either of those proc, it removes a status down effect. I'm assuming you guys can't confirm with me either, so this is just bullshitting.
I had the same speculation because it just doesn't make sense the way it's worded.
Yeah, well, we just saw in his first trade, nothing makes sense. So
nothing makes sense.
That one's accurate with the original translation.
We're playing a game where the points do not matter.
Yeah,
all right.
Sir.
Annul Mouth innate's great. Weak is innate is great. Giga Silence, okay. Like I don't.
Silence isn't anything crazy.
It's a chance. You're casting it. It's a chance. It's not that great. Mm-hmm. Machine Slayers is strong. MP Max is great. Fighting Spirit, cool. More strength than MP or HP. Having blind research and curse research innate is nice. And we'll get to his best equipment later because that's exciting. Auto Brave is nice. Auto Protection is very nice for a support unit. That's just decreases the damage coming in and helps for survivability. Flying Shadow, good. Dark Drive and Dark Attacker is just going to raise his fighting power. Terramouth 1 and 2 are just very, very good damage boosts on pretty much anyone that's going to be spamming ailments. And big boost for the whole team if you have him with your team and he's getting ailments on people. Everyone can run them for 10 SC for like 50% multiplicative damage boost, which is really, really nice. Paranoia he's another unit with Paranoia. That's going to be our third unit with Paranoia, right? We got Logia and then V and now 9S. Mm-hmm. It essentially gives, for every new ailment on an enemy, it gives you 5 SCT. Which, if anyone's used V or Logia before, especially Logia, who is more of a skill use damage producer, very, very strong. Especially like that first application of ailments. He's the same thing, same relative thing. He has the same defense and intellect plugins. This is going to be the special defense, that's damn strong. Mm-hmm. I like that a lot. The plus 30% HP and all resistance is plus 10. It's a little bit of a different chip than 2B's attack one, which is nice because he's a support and can provide some DPS if you need it. Mm-hmm. Reliquary system, same thing we've seen before. Scanning interference. This is just like chance based. So from what I understand, from not necessarily Lake, but from what people were talking, this is going to inflict a physical attack damage minus 20%. It's going to. The next one is only a chance. So you can repeatedly use skill 1 over and over and try to debuff an enemy. For each of the, obviously it'll reapply the debuff, but these both will be very useful, especially if you don't have like a unit that has those 25% debuffs from the Dr. Stone event, the super bad chemicals. This spamming his S1 instead is a good shout. So I don't know what the chances are. I think we'll find out from Lake eventually. I mean, it is the first day it's been out, so we don't necessarily know.
We don't know.
But
we can.
Very
guess.
cool. Very cool to have those against different mechanics of applying debuffs to enemies, because you don't need. It's not necessarily corrosion fang. It might not. I think corrosion fang is plus 20% damage taken. This is minus 20% damage debuff. So this is like similar to Stinky's alt debuff, where the enemy cannot do, it just does 20% less physical damage to you. So that's gonna be really nice for bosses, especially. These debuffs are especially useful for bosses. Ailments are especially useful for bosses. Mm-hmm. Like he's just built for bosses, in my
in your vision.
Opinion. Yep, in my vision of using him for sure. But listen. Do I have anything on him that does this? Yeah, okay, I do. So, let me take these two off. Let's look at his base. Ailments and resist, because his resist is pretty damn high for dark. 40 dark resist off the rip.
Holy shit, I did not notice that.
That's extremely strong. I mean, you want to boost that a little bit? Let's do it.
Boost!
Boost!
That's actually a thing from NieR Automata. And it's what
Well, he does say
9S
no.
says when you enhance him. He says boost.
That's great. Wait, hold on. I'm doing this. There's a 115, no?
Booda, did you watch the cutscene, the NieR cutscene at the beginning of the collab?
Yes.
How was it? Was it just something from the game, or was it like it was just something from the game?
Yeah, it was just cutscenes from the game.
So it was kind of like the DMC thing
exactly.
in that regard.
Yeah, it was just like a montage.
That's what's up.
No, it was fine.
I didn't watch it.
Nothing.
Just saying.
Crazy.
I'm a heathen who doesn't appreciate anything.
If you're talking about dark wall or like the shadow wall, it actually doesn't add. It doesn't add the actual resistance. Oh, it says 115. Where? Oh, from Arks 2. Yeah, sure. He put a little picture in chat showing 115 dark resist, which is absurd to have on a unit.
For real.
115. Do you heal 15% of the damage done?
Like what else did you put on him? Because that's wild. Because
what happens when you're over 100?
75. This is 75 dark is he's going to take 25% overall damage. Pending any other attacks is going to be a quarter of the damage from neutral.
I want to
see.
you
make him immune to lose it.
I want to see him take an S3 to the face.
I can't wait.
I want to see
10,000 years NieR Automata meta.
That's so funny.
It's gonna be fantastic, and we don't even have A2 yet, right? A2 is gonna have some skill where it's like, if you take fire damage, kill everyone on the other team. Uh-oh.
Spaghetti-o.
Yeah, they got to figure out some way to combat the FMA and Luxeus power creep, and it turns out it's murderous robots.
That's pretty.
I'm here for it.
I mean, they teased that.
Oh, I see what he did there. All right, I'm checking the Arks. So I'm gonna go do that right now. He gets. I need to equip Golem Core on him and then have Grave of the Blade Master. Watch this shit. This is funny. He needs Golem Core. Where is it? Grave of the Blade Master. Gonna be an SR right here. So this is going to be parties of dark resistance plus 20 at battle start. This is going to have plus 20 dark resist to himself. And he's going to have 115.
Amazing.
What's a boss that does dark damage?
Oh, yeah, he just put it in there, so that's great. So this is going to be 115 dark resist.
Does the DeGrogue dragon do dark damage?
I
just want to see him take like negative damage.
You know what? That might have to do some testing. I don't know. I can't get off the top of my head.
I 100% guarantee he won't. It'll be like 1 or 0.
Reaper does at like way down. But like it is last HP lock. But I don't know about any that just spam off the top of my head at least. Someone might have an idea. But 115 dark resist at the battle start is literally ridiculous. As we all know, dark resist. I'm assuming it works the same. An enemy with dark resist that is 100 is going to take 1 damage from that element unless they have Trishula or a way to bypass resist. So, like, yes, going into a battle that he takes 1 damage from would be absolutely hilarious.
Yes, it would.
Actually, you probably don't even have to do the DeGrogue dragon, just the DeGrogue fight. She almost certainly does dark damage.
Rufus is saying the boss battle in the Purple Gate, which is notorious for hurting people pretty badly, especially people random lobbies.
Funny.
Of course, I mean you can use units already to survive that. It's just like that would be really funny to test, and unfortunately I don't think it's up at this moment.
You just put a resurrect on him, and then nothing it does can kill you, and you just pop your friends back up every 30 seconds when your MP comes back.
So the first part of the Grave of Blade Master is going to be 20 resist at the start of battle, so it will run out.
You'll still be at 95.
I understand. It's still going to be at 95, which is wild. So that's really funny. That's a good shout. Thank you for telling me it can be 115, because then, you know, you can figure that out. So the 100, what?
That's great.
So ridiculous, right? Cool. Very cool little interesting niche little thing we might need to use eventually, but
I feel like there's a tour that requires you to
Yes.
have like 50 dark res or something
Yeah,
like
I
that.
think it's
So
60. It's at one point it's like a 60 res. And
Ugh.
Golem Core is going to be great for that, and him especially as a free unit is going to be great for that for clearing those.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So, yeah, for sure. For sure. That's fun.
Well, now we have 14 arcs to talk about.
Yeah, goodness.
Yeah, we do.
Goodness.
This is gonna be a long one, eh?
Let's
Oh
go.
God.
No, it's gonna be a long one.
I'm gonna let y'all take over. I'm gonna take a nap real quick.
All right,
buddy,
do your thing.
bye.
So, we can go through the Emil shop. So, Emil shop is one of the free ones you can get from the shop, from the trading shop. This one, especially, I don't have finished out. It
I have
has
a
some
level 10,
interesting
but I don't
mechanics.
have the ether done yet.
Okay, so I'll talk about the ether reward. And again, I don't know how these work yet. These skills in the arc yet, I just don't know how they work. So
No idea. None.
I have no orbs to use them. People that have done them already, I mean, we'll figure it out eventually. I just don't have the orbs to max it out and learn these skills and test it. So I apologize, but it is the first day. You cut me some slack.
I have it level 10. I don't
as-
have it maxed for ether, so it's very painful to look at it and be like, man, I want to learn those skills. And then you go queue it up and it's like, this is just so inefficient.
Yes.
Like at a moment where resources are at an all-time premium, I just can't do it. I just can't make myself do it until I get it maxed ether-wise. So the next 2 or 3 days, I'll have that going on and I'll do a bunch of testing for it because I'm very curious.
Yeah, me too.
This
I'm
thing is
excited
all
to see.
about speed and RNG, which are 2 of my favorite things.
Built for you, bro.
For sure.
Super
So,
excited.
the one thing I can't talk about and the one thing I'm very excited about is the Arc of the Reward. I know Booda, you had thought it was an accessory right away,
I
but
thought
because
it
it
was-
just it definitely does not look like a weapon, but it is
Yeah.
handheld. It's a claw. They only call it a claw because it's a handheld object that you're going to be smashing people with.
It's
Yeah.
closer to like a boxing glove.
But what it does, and what I don't know the chances for yet, but what it does is similar to V's Paid Cane. It has a chance to inflict a basic status ailment by chance. I'm assuming it's a similar thing of where it's just one at a time. So you have a chance. Let's say it's a 3% chance to inflict a status ailment on every physical or every regular attack. It can apply one of these, but it's just an option. It's another option of, or an avenue of getting each of these researches on
Mhm.
the unit without actually spending any SE,
Right.
which
So
is huge.
Which is great.
I think there's 2 possibilities for how this works.
Yep.
Right. Either it is a binary, it turns on researches, or it is a chance, which typically I think means 1% when they word it that way. So it would be like an additional 1% chance to apply all of those things. I believe that V's Cane is just a binary, so it just activates researches. So I think this needs to be looked at more closely
No, it
before
doesn't.
we can figure it. No.
Okay, so V's Cane works in the way of it's essentially one, which I'm gonna bring it up right now. It's essentially a 3% chance to inflict a random basic status ailment. Which is what this is.
Interesting.
It's essentially its own research, but it's once that 3% procs, it'll apply one of the 6 status ailments.
So it's closer to like ecology research on Synku.
It's essentially ecology research. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So,
Interesting.
but
That's
having
good
that
enough.
on a free
And that's
LR,
dope.
Yeah.
yeah, it's that's pretty nutty to have.
Because ailments are huge. Ailments make the Godforge bosses easier. They make a lot of the world bosses easier if you can manage to pull off the correct, ailment.
Yep.
Or
Yep.
if they're not resistant to it.
And you
It
know
makes
what?
story easier. It gives you a crap ton of what is essentially free damage amp in the form of Terror Melf. It's great, man. It's great.
Even other specific ones like Monkey Baby gives
Monkey
you a little
Baby?
bit extra. Yeah, man. Especially like Moonlit Murder Arc gives you 50% damage against blinded enemies. Like stuff like that is just very, very useful for compounding damage.
Vinocleave gives 50% against poison enemies. So
Yeah.
you run Vinocleave with Moonlight Murder and a full ailment spam package and all the Terror Melfs, and something gets all the debuffs, and then it takes like 7,000% extra damage. Congratulations, you did it.
Pretty wild, right? Which I'm excited for because we obviously, you and I have used V for a while. He's just ailments are just so ridiculously overpowered. Not overpowered in this game, but they're just extremely, extremely strong. Especially specific ailments. If they just make fights so much easier.
Ailments and debuffs are two of the most powerful and underutilized things in this game.
Yep.
People just want to brute force their way through everything, which you can do through like 99% of the content in this game. But if you're tired of living life on hard mode, just throw those ailments on there, throw those debuffs on there, and like laugh your way through all of the content in this game. It's great.
It is fantastic.
Invest in yourself.
I mean, even if you don't use Venocleave on him, right? You can use Cactus Hammer, use this claw, throw Venocleave on someone else, who like your big PB damage dealer, or even like on a mage that's like not capping. You just if they're silenced, yeah, just because Venocleave applies to all damage, 50% extra bonus damage multiplicative, no big deal. Like, yes, ailments, debuffs are some of the most overpowered mechanics in this game that people just don't use, which it's amazing.
And now, no one
what
has
I'm
an
reading
excuse.
from chat, what I'm reading from chat is just to explain this, and I don't want to be wrong, so I'm just going to preface this as this is not my information. But apparently, these occasionally supply during battle. Apparently, they're saying it's every 12-ish seconds.
No.
It will have
what percentage chance?
It will have a chance to unlock it, right? So we'll need like to get the actual chance. It will have a chance to unlock one of these.
12 seconds?
If it's equipped, it will be unlocked in your magic menu for everybody to use as a castable thing.
Interesting. And
every 12 seconds on chance.
You can cast it, but it is also an on chance thing.
Once you cast it, it's the ability to cast it or have it highlighted and the ability to be casted is on chance every 12 seconds.
Interesting.
That's weird.
It's weird, but it's also RNG and it's going to be great.
I'm very interested.
These are very, very strong. I'm assuming the chance isn't that high, but these are very strong. Like 100% SCT recovery speed. Oh, what? Sorry?
That's insanity. Just for 15 seconds, like double SCT speed is crazy.
Yeah.
I want to see a Vaughn that has just broken his enemy have and that proc. His skills just max out and you click them and it looks like you're cheating. They just stay full.
That would be awesome.
Super funny. It's probably not multiplicative like that, but it's probably pretty strong.
And then having that equipped gives it a higher proc chance, right? So just having that LR arc on the character with the ability activated ups the chance by some unknown amount. And I'm sure we'll be getting numbers on that eventually. Sure, eventually Lake will have some tasty numbers.
Yeah, I'm excited for that whenever that does happen, because this is the biggest things that we've always said. The biggest things that last in this game are those niche mechanics that will be useful sometime, that will turn into the meta. Like, some things from this collab will last. It's inevitable.
Can you only target yourself with those, or can you target other people?
I literally have no idea. I'm pretty sure it's a self buff though. Yeah, it's Avila said it's self only. So
self only. Okay. Target range of itself.
Self. Let's move on to the other LR, because Emil Shop's exciting. It's free, great. One of the better AERs we've had over many LRs of the last collabs. So very cool to get that. A Beautiful Songstress though. I snagged this in the pools, which is kind of nice because it is a nice damage boost to. It's not physical damage, right? It's any damage for an enemy inflicted with a debuff. So, like, if you have Spear, I'm assuming Spear Riot, minus crit, all 4 of the minus Strength, Intelligence, Defense, Mind debuffs on a unit. What other debuffs? Like Corrosion Fang. We have like the other physical attack, the opposite of Corrosion Fang, or like the one from 9S for the minus physical damage output. That's 8 right there. Like, getting just straight up 40% damage boost because of those things on any unit you use this on is pretty nice.
It also
obviously
has
it's very
synergy.
niche, but yeah.
It has synergy if you've got like your debuff team going on with Starry Calamity or Starry Radius, whatever it is. What's that arc called?
Starry
Star
Calamity.
Calamity.
Yeah, that has pretty much the same effect, right? Where it does bonus damage based on debuffs. Hang on. Radius Starry Calamity. Magic attack damage rises according to the remaining HP. Magic attack damage for each debuff on unit plus 6%, max 30%. Continuous aura. So if you're running, a crazy debuff party, now you've got both, I guess, a PDPS debuff-based arc and a magic DPS.
No, that's still it's all damage. It's not just
Or rather, an all damage based one and a magic one if you happen to be running a mage.
Which is also alts, 40% damage to alts. I mean, like, dude, pretty useful, but it's not going to be like, a meta arc, I don't think, because applying that many debuffs and getting that damage inconsistently is not a top tier way to do things. Like, it's not an efficient way to do things.
If you've got like Gin in your party, potentially. If you've got like Eston Killy in your party, that's a solid go. But it's just one of those things where you're gonna have to like build specifically for it.
Right.
You're gonna have to have a team designed around using that, which is fine. I've got a team designed around my main unit being a fish. Why not have why not have a party designed around debuffs? That's the beauty of this game. You can do anything you want.
It's great.
For real.
I do find that when defeating an enemy, apply essentially a mini, not necessarily Grand Brave or Grand Aura, but 30% buff to unit is pretty nice. Similar to like a BB Shin trait where he gets Brave after every kill. Just nice to have. The battle start autocast Giga Blazer. That's essentially just Gen's trait, where he just decreases the enemy's strength at the beginning of battle.
Mm-hmm.
Which is useful in a lot of things. Like, this is similar to Veldora, right?
Mm-hmm.
That limited arc from Slime is going to have a similar effect. Inflict Blazer Magic on all enemies. Same thing. Autocast Giga Blazer. That's pretty much the same terminology. So, very cool.
It's got a lot of cool like internal synergy and synergy with other things that already exist.
I mean, some new stuff that we haven't seen before. Obviously, weakened silence researchers, we have Steely Intent when on the ground, so not airborne. Physical damage taken minus 10%. It's just another physical damage reduction that stacks multiplicatively with the other ones, which is nice to have. Only 4 SC.
You know who that's probably really good on?
Oh, who?
Roland.
Surprise.
Which one?
Homie's not leaving the ground with his super armor.
Nope. Two-handed machine. This is the first time we've seen of that. Again, they buffed all these to have 5,000 cap raise. 12 SC. If you have a single unit that uses machines only, which we don't have yet, that'll be useful.
You say two-handed machine. I can only imagine somebody like carrying an anti-aircraft gun with both hands.
Yes.
It's just a literal cannon.
I'm into
like
that.
Luger. That's two-handed machine.
Oh my god.
Stain decorations.
Alice is also technically a two-handed machine. As is 2B.
So
and 9S.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I'll stop.
I hate you. Stain
You're allowed to hate me.
Assumedly, so the wording on this is I would assume it has a chance to inflict multiple of these debuffs at one time each time it's casted on a spell. Like 1 to 4 or 0 to 4, depending on what you cast. Or what chance it is to hit. So, if anything, a very strong debuff spell. And you just can't direct which debuff you're, trying to debuff, or which stat you're trying to debuff. Song of Destruction though, don't know how that works. Just really don't. I don't know how much damage it is. I don't know how much AoE
tried it out
is.
and said it doesn't do very well in Arena, but I don't think there's been any testing done beyond that.
Why would you test damage in Arena? Like, what?
I don't know.
What?
I would test it as
just if it does any amount.
But if you want to see any amount of damage, you just go to PvE to like see what it could possibly do.
Yeah.
I mean, yes. So this is if it did do a lot of damage, or if it does do a lot of damage, and we're just using it incorrectly, then using it in PvE could be useful. Everything's just gonna die to roll anyway, so like it's not a big issue.
True.
But that could be afflicted and then kill off units if it's strong enough. But this will need some testing. I think it could be useful in certain scenarios. Definitely not useless, but like we've had in that Sulfurina skill for the Dr. Stone Sulfurina arc, like it just doesn't do damage like that specific skill. So I hope it's not like that. But if it is, then it's kind of just irrelevant, which stinks.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows? Maybe something crazy happens way down the road, and it ends up being, OP as hell because it's.
But that's the funny thing. All of these little niche mechanics that counter, like, just finally come into fruition whenever they're, put together.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. We just don't know when that'll happen. Arc Eater Award. Sure, it's a good axe.
It's a pretty good axe, considering we don't have very many good axes that aren't like. Are your enemies tasty?
It's essentially an axe with a free chance drive on it that stacks, probably. Yes. Plus 20% damage to fainted or break enemies. And then when defeating an enemy, strength plus 2%. Up to 10 times max. Resets when unit is incapacitated. I assume that resets every wave as well. Just because most things like that reset every wave. But if it doesn't, it's kind of dope too. Just an overall good axe, good strength, good HP. The defense minus 12. Just whatever. Just ignore it. It's fine.
Yeah, it's a weird thing for them to even put on.
I did it again. I pressed OK.
An item.
Damn it.
Like, why bother? It's so little that it's practically non-existent anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Why not make it just actually non-existent?
Right. As for the arc you were playing around with, right? So I don't have. We're going to move on to the SR Emil Head since you don't have me up since you crashed my stream. And it still has not crashed, by the way. So
yeah, I'm telling you, it's me.
That's
you are
wild.
This is one of the ones that I did max out with the event tickets, getting those, which is kind of nice because this AER right here, the Emil Mask AER, is the second time we've seen an item that can cause curse from the start, or not second time we can see an item, the second iteration of it. So you can equip Gaze of the End from the From Zero, or from the ReZero collaboration to have a chance at inflicting curse. This also has a low chance to inflict curse. I mean, it says low chance, which I think is around 1%. I believe it's 1%. But it's just like a lower chance than a single hit of a research skill. But it is a chance, nonetheless. It does make you weak to curse, so like it's not great, obviously, in Arena, but like if you have a unit that's already +4 in curse, given the that one +4 curse item, I forget what it's called. I'm losing off the top of my head.
Holy water.
Yeah, Holy Water, there you go. You can equip this and have a higher chance of equipping the entire team with curse, which people haven't been running Paladin lately, so like they might have issues with ailments. In which case this just adds another on-start ailment for curse, which is great.
You know who's weak to curse? Roy.
Yeah, he is, but I mean, assumingly people don't make him curse perfect. He can be cursed, which is really, really helpful. As to the arc attributes, I don't have this leveled up, so I actually need to pull up my little cheat sheet. The little picture. All right. I mean, this is the arc you were talking about. So it has a battle start inflict with curse attribute, which I don't even know if I can find this in there. Whatever, I'll just go back. So I'll just read it off real quick. When inflicted with a status ailment, defense/mind plus 20%, and then at the battle start, inflict the unit that you have it on inflicts it with curse, and then your regular attacks also have a chance to inflict curse, which is essentially another curse research. So, is it useful? Sure. Definitely, curse is a very, very strong ailment to have on a unit. Stacking multiple ways of applying curse. Like, honestly, having curse, let's say V, right? V can be given curse research. He has the innate Annulum Health that applies immediately. From the arc, he has another 3% chance, I'm assuming, to inflict curse. You can equip him with his paid cane to inflict curse. You can also equip him with the new Emil Shop AR to inflict curse. Like, it's just any physical DPS unit is just going to be nuked and just cannot do anything at that point. So kind of interesting. Just another way of applying curse. Another way of beefing yourself up if you're applied with a status ailment. Excuse me. As to the skills itself, I mean, just again, I like that they're adding a lot of new stuff because we have not had Quick Getaway and Uncanny Smile. These are very specific to the collab itself. Is not. I know you love speed, Krypt, but this does not. This does not seem very useful.
Speed. It's all about
does not seem very useful.
I don't know.
It's just funny. It's just like the shopkeeper. Right? It's just really funny.
The shopkeeper thing or whatever. It's like increase speed until you take a hit, right? But it's only like 1. It's only like a 1 SC. I mean, I love my speed multipliers, and this is just more speed numbers that presumably can be stacked on top of everything else. Yep. So we're getting closer and closer every day to beating Mont Blanc in a foot race. Awesome. that is the ultimate goal, is to beat him in a foot race and then rub his nose in it.
End game thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. I want to be faster than Mont Blanc.
It's literally a meme. I mean, you can get close and it can seem fast right now because units actually do get an innate speed boost at some points. I don't know if you've ever seen like your unit get like a little sparkle around them at the start of battle or at certain parts in the battle, but they can move faster at certain points. But if you have that along with like a full speed setup with all the skills and all the equipment and the Samia summon up, like you can get close. I don't think you beat it, but you can get damn close. So like this, yes, another avenue of speed that will stack. Assuming it's not a buff. It's kind of cool.
There's also now 2 increase movement close to death passives that are different.
Yeah, accelerate in this. As to the only other particularly interesting skill that's on this, Uncanny Smile, a flat defense plus 10% just for basically using a mimicry is really, really good. Using that on units that have already very strong defense, and you can stack it with things like, I don't know, Stone World or like all the defense ups like
Shiny Monkey,
Dusk and Matisse. Sure, Shiny Monkey too. This can be used with Shiny Monkey. But you know what I mean. Just another defensive boost is nice to see for 5SC. Just useful. So definitely something worth having, and it's for free. So why not use it? That's about it, man. We took an hour and 45 minutes to run through the event.
You killed it, man.
2B, 9S, all the arcs. What else do you want to talk about? You want to talk about Roland?
Bro, so that's literally all I've been doing. By the end of this podcast, I was able to get the skills on him to test his burst potential in Finteria God.
Nice.
So of course, we have 2B, we have our modern units, but I'm about to send you a very exciting video because I'm so happy.
From 9S?
From Roland.
Roland.
Oh, Roland. Yeah. Gotcha. Sorry.
And I can safely say I don't regret this decision at all.
Good. You shouldn't, because he has some very strong damage caps as well as strong damage potential.
So exactly.
Having plus 50% straight up light attack damage, along with sword mega boost, plus 30%, along with all of the other boosts you can possibly put on him, is a very strong start to a unit.
Exactly. And then here's the thing. Obviously, he's not. Well, no,
I love his S3.
It's very fucking impressive.
So much fun.
I just need to send this to you. Like, I've been so excited to send this video to you guys because I'm like,
bro, are you gonna do a Roland showcase soon?
Of course.
Because
yes.
Good. Absolutely.
Should I just?
So you can show us this. I don't want to leave the people out that can't see this. But you should definitely throw it in the podcast chat.
That's what I was going to do.
Do it.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. So
yes,
this is cracked out Roland, at least cracked out Roland for what I can manage.
Right.
But man, because it's the fun factor, right?
I know Rufus is excited
I
to
bring
see
that
fighting area.
perfect. I bring that up in a lot of my videos is the fun factor of these units, right?
Yeah, man.
Like 2B, fun as hell. Flipping all around, jumping on the screen, that's my kind of unit. And then you've got Roland. So hold on, I'm going to have to do some finagling because these iPhone videos are a menace when it comes to size. But Roland, again, his super armor plus how his S1 and S2 combo into each other is wild. It's
so
wild.
number one PvP Roland Booda win.
I am definitely going to try that.
Yeah,
We're gonna figure it out. So let me lower this because it's probably gonna be shite quality. So I apologize for that. But it's a 40-second video, so it's just gonna be. I gotta compress it down, so it actually uploads. All right, here we go. Gotta watch my ad using that free compressor.
Stop.
It's a good thing that you're really good at video editing,
dude.
You know exactly what you have to do.
I'm working for it. Here we go.
Damn, I need some Jellabongo things.
All right, let's see if I can get this up for you guys.
Dang it.
Because I have been absolutely silent. I apologize. But this
don't worry about it. You've been grinding out.
These are the fruits of my silence right here. So hopefully it will upload. It's probably going to be awful quality. Do you want to pull it up on so we can capture it? Oh, you can't. I was going to say, really? Oh, I can. What the hell?
You literally have it in your possession.
I'm very tired. So here we go. Here is what Roland can do at 5-star when he's just beefed up. And I still don't even have like purple orb on him.
Sure.
I'm still missing some things. But the nice thing about this stage, all of these units are weak to light. So here we go.
Well, especially when you put on Theo. Yes, they will be.
So as you can see, he just goes and goes and goes and goes.
Where's your S3? Man, where's your S3? Do it.
Tweacz video? You WAP and then you Theo?
Yes.
Like, man.
Yes.
He's learning.
Yes.
He's learning.
It's just a beautiful chain of combo attacks that can't be interrupted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. And I think it's a work of art. So
that's pretty fantastic.
I thank you guys for all of the tips and tricks over these podcasts. That video was achievable because of you. And there you go.
For just having a 5-star enhance Theo WAP.
Oh yeah. You know, just the little things.
just the works.
Just the little things.
What arc were you running?
Icy.
As you should.
Yes.
Good sir. Good sir.
I had that. I did have that in the video, but I cut it out just to
don't worry
save
about
time.
It's better to cut it out.
Yes, but and that was an 11-second clear. I did get a 9-second clear. Obviously, there's a lot of charge time, but there's definitely a more efficient way to combo the S1 and S2. But I just going ham, and that's what I think is fun when I can just spam things and they go
connect.
Ape shit and it connects and it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Roland's cool.
It can't be stopped. Unstoppable.
And it can't be stopped.
You're unstoppable.
Exactly. Like 2B, she's great, but if she gets flicked, she's flying.
Not if you have an Emtheria barrier.
Hey, no.
Emtheria barrier.
That's the best. That's the best way to keep your combos up in boss battles. Is to have an Emtheria,
true.
which is super. I mean, at this point, new players won't have her, but many people will have her because of all those banners.
Very true.
What do you mean? You can reroll in a row. Have her and 2B right now.
I know you can, but people won't do that. You know this. But Emtheria is her barrier is fantastic for keeping people in combos because they get 1,000 MP flinch resist.
Well,
or HP flinch resist.
That's true. So I can't say that. I can't make an argument when I'm over here using Gen, WAP, and
yeah, right.
and then say, oh well, that's hacks. Yeah, it is what it is. But still, I think both incredible.
I think I'm excited to see what people will do with Bayland. I don't think his single wield side is listen, even though
Bro.
favorites were gonna buff, even though he got a single sword buff, like single wield is just garbage.
Did you
It's
see?
it's the innate aspect of it in PvE.
Right.
What?
Did
Let's
you see my little quick breakdown that I did on a YouTube comment?
No.
I mean, from what
So-
I'm pretty sure I got all relevant damage cap increases. Like any damage cap increases I would have been missing I don't think I was taking. No, I was, because I was missing Medine. I was taking into consideration Balin's charisma, but I mean, even with all the buffs per hit, single wield, Balin can get 35,999.
Yeah, sure.
Dual wield is like 40k still.
Yeah. So,
And you get all of the double hit.
and you know what? Doppelhander costs 12 SC. Dual wield costs 14 SC. What's worth it?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And you're
spending the same amount of SCT at that point.
Because someone asked, he's like, is single wield viable now? And I pretty much broke down the damage, and then I said, oh yeah, and you get double on hit effects, double break, double crit, which means double heals. So you tell me.
Double heals, double paid Lafine,
Double
crit,
paid
SCT
Lafine.
raises.
Tweacz, you're starting to rub off on our boy Booda here.
Oh,
Well,
what
I
do you
mean,
mean?
he's
I
just
call
using
him
logic.
dad for a
is that so
reason.
hard to use logic?
I call you both dads for a reason.
Interesting.
That's a little weird.
But
Listen,
so
I'm not good at this game. I've just been here forever.
so Balin's buffs look interesting. I think it would have been more interesting if they had buffed his charisma at all. Now, I haven't built him. There's always unspoken things that happen to skills and stuff whenever things are buffed. So I don't know if it raised. I don't think it did at all, because they probably would have mentioned it, like it getting changed with 5-star, which assumingly it doesn't. Roland's charisma did not change. I don't think so. I doubt his would.
It did not. Roland
But
didn't.
him being the enabler that he is, and now being a little bit stronger, and not by a little bit stronger, I mean a good bit stronger. It makes him relevant to using in endgame content again. And while you and I and others had talked about in chat about, while they're not making these units crazy OP based on the current meta, they're very much usable. Balin being a year and 3 months or so, 4 months or so old, usable still.
Right.
So if you got a Balin sitting around, if you haven't used it in a while, go 5 enhance him, give him out a try. I haven't done it yet, but I'm probably gonna do Roland first. I need these. I need the glint feathers. So I only have so many ratings as well. So select people get things. I have to be very selective. Oh, Balin's ward, special damage cap plus 100.
Yeah, that's what Lagrabos's is too.
What?
Oh, they're gonna make me do
Yeah,
it. Damn
they
it.
both got plus 100 special.
Wow.
Which is fine. Like that's the thing with wards. Like they're not meant to be by themselves a big change.
True.
Wards are meant to be. They're meant to be
Collective.
changed. Collective, right? Exactly.
So I will be
It's still
right
pretty
back.
funny though.
I'm gonna take the fastest bathroom break ever. So
Go ahead, man. I think I didn't mention 2B's ward. I think this is way after the fact, and people aren't going to see this, but like 2B's ward is plus 100 damage cap to sword wielding units, which is like
Yeah.
the most
Like everybody.
which is like so many people we use, right? Or sword equipped physical damage cap plus 100. So the most useful of all the wards for damage caps, in my opinion. So like that's really, really funny that they put it on a, collab specific unit. But
All right, fun fact. I just ran 2B in Arena with absolutely none of her passives on and an 80 out of 90 SC 92, sorry. SC build, and she still murdered people. Let's go. This is bad.
correct. That just happens nowadays. Like it's not, people don't build for defense anymore. They build for burst. So if you can burst, you're probably going to kill them.
Hey, I'm going to outburst you.
Which is great. It's so much more fun than the stall meta. Like unbelievably more fun. But Lacrobos, did you check? So I know we had this discussion in a couple of comments of the YouTube video. Did you check if Lacrobos's damage cap is applied to only magic, or is it physical as well? Or should
I didn't look at it at all.
I haven't built him in literally forever, so I don't know if I even have enough stuff to put on him to make him cap with damage.
I mean, it was
so sad.
It was pretty hard to get him to cap with his physical stuff anyway.
Right.
They did give him innate thaumaturgy ring to go with his innate
Yeah.
thaumaturgy ring to go with science flag, which is
Innate thaumaturgy
ring. So I mean, maybe now, like maybe he's at that point, but I don't know. I haven't messed with it.
Man. Okay. Well, I'm gonna throw a couple stuff on him.
Ooh! Oh my god! I put on
What?
all of her stuff, and 2B is a murderer. A straight murder. I replaced Lug with 2B on my team.
Stop it.
Now, I wouldn't replace Roy with her, you know. Roy is still the hard carry here.
Just stop already. Just stop telling people this, please.
This is fun. I'm not only telling people this, I'm doing it right now, live on screen. Live at the garden.
Let me just throw a couple stuff on. Let me see if he can actually do anything, because this will essentially be testing if he has good damage caps.
Who are we looking at?
So I'm actually going to bring him in Vaz, because he will be able to cap. He should be able to cap if he's doing anything, which is Godslayer. I can throw Great War on him. Yes. Okay, cool. I'm going to see if he's going to be capping. If his damage cap is relevant to... wait, I can do these two? No, probably not that. Probably these. Bro, I have like literally nothing on it. Ew, gross. No axes, no... What, do I spell linkage on him? Why? Take that off. Okay. I think this is about the best.
We're also getting requests to talk about the unit buffs from last week that we never talked about. And I guess we also haven't talked about the ones from this week.
Easy.
Because there's a million things.
The unit buffs from last week aren't even that relevant, like, honestly.
I filmed a whole video on it, and I'm not even
Luger.
sad. Luke, okay, listen, Tweacz went a little crazy with Luger, and that was pretty cool. But just, I don't know, bro. Right now I'm feeling good. I don't want to get into saltiness.
No. Don't succumb to the saltiness, bro.
So Luger good, Foul pretty good, especially now that they changed her S3. You can make her do some cool stuff. I'm pretty sure you can instant clear IGC3 with her.
No, you can't.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Demi was talking about it. Oh yeah, by the way, Demi logged in for the first time in forever.
Wow.
What do you mean?
Did 2 10 pulls and got 2B. Tested out Foul and then quit and was like, "Yeah, I'm not getting back into this. You can go ahead and
oh,
until 2 weeks he can use the account again."
Cool, nice. But no, Foul, sure, but getting her to auto run it, you can't do it. Her +1 skill stock to everything screwed that up, 100%.
wow.
Because she now has 3 total stocks, and getting even 2 stocks of it at the beginning doesn't make her, like, I played around with her a lot and she just couldn't do anything. So that was sad. Here's the deal. I'm gonna go. So what we're doing right now is, Booda, we had talked about Lagravos having a cap now.
Yes.
And if it applied to physical and magic.
Right.
So what I'm going to do is just throw again and people in here. Where's Shift Medine? Where's she at? Where's the girl? There she is. Oh, wait. I don't want to bring Cap. Sorry.
All right. So I'm not saying
Stop it.
that 2B is better than Roy in Arena, but I did accidentally just play on the ladder using her instead of Roy with a Lug who was just not optimized at all. He's using like Game Master with no fish. I don't know what's going on here.
Oh no.
And I still won. So I'm not saying she's a replacement for Roy, but if you accidentally find yourself in a ladder match with a top 10 team and you have 2B and not Roy, you might be okay. That's all I'm saying.
Nice.
All right, so
She's
here's what
really
we're gonna
good.
test. It should be 50, it should be 15,000 cap if it's. Yeah, dude. Of course it's not. It's only magical damage cap.
Trash ass.
So, yeah, he's still trash. PDVS is still trash. That's
Why
so
did
sad.
they do Lagro like that?
Dude, I don't know, man. I don't understand Lagro's buffs. Sure, he gets plus 50% magic damage and then a little bit more cap for all of the other spells, but his spells are trash. His spells
Yeah,
are
but
very bad.
The Apocalypse Bowl
He
is on you.
He has no elemental pierce. Sure, Apocalypse is his best spell, but like, come on. Let's be honest with
Apocalypse is
ourselves.
good if you want to do a single thing to make it all the way through tower.
Right.
If all you want to do on every floor is open up the magic menu and click on a single spell and then not worry about anything else, lag is awesome. Outside of that, put him in the trash bin. He is an expired raisin. He's not good. And his buffs were like embarrassing.
They really were.
Actually,
For his tier of character.
it made dude. When they put one of his new buffs was minus 20% physical damage taken. I was just like, yeah, except he has like 1,300 HP. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't.
Yeah. You sneeze on him, he's dead.
Like,
You look
yeah.
at him, he's dead.
It's very
I don't know,
confusing.
man.
It's very confusing to me. The ideology behind him. I'll tell you what I'm going to do in Tower. I'm going to do one thing. And that's
What?
super armor my way all the way through Tower.
Yes.
Nice.
Can't wait. It's gonna be beautiful.
So, Booda, I did not see your video about your all the equipments and stuff.
Yep. I just looked over the free equips.
That reminds me. I know, Booda, you hate this part, but we need to talk about the paid equipment of
Oh my god.
2B.
So yeah.
You can tune out
It's
for a
been a
second.
great stream, guys.
So her sword lit, like actually crazy good. Which strats for that would include? Bro, these swords all look the same too.
Dude,
They all look exactly the
They
same.
have the same.
They all look
It's
pretty
really
much
funny.
exactly the same.
So this one especially, Virtuous Treaty is her paid. Crit rate plus 5%. It's going to be neutral damage. Extra attacks deal 1.5 times damage. Now, what is that good for? That's good for your pursuits. So extra attacks are pursuits. That's going to be your procs on Icy Guardian, which turn a 50% pursuit into a 75% pursuit. Turns Star Lord's pursuits into from 25% to 37.5%. But also, which is a huge amount of damage. But also, when you have a unit that gets essentially a mini pride at HP of 70% or higher for free on a weapon, that's pretty wild. Her paid's very, very good. Don't really need to talk about it very much more because Buddha's going to get pissed off.
I can
Auto
hear
4-2.
I can hear him
this
like
all.
boiling over
Auto
there.
4-2. Curse resist is always good, so don't hate that there. Cat boost is always good. She doesn't. I would say she needs cat boost, but she doesn't really need cat boost. It's not that good of an item otherwise. Continuous magic barrier is fine. I also don't think that's very needed for most content in the game. So a very meh paid item, but her sword is very, very ideal for her highest damage potential, which is going to be Icy Guardian, which indeed it just makes that stronger. I know earlier, not on this build per se, but like when I was doing it earlier with, that's why I wasn't capping. Or that's why I wasn't killing as fast because I wasn't using this. But Icy
You
Guardian
broke everything.
essentially, if you give it an Icy Guardian hit, your crit for 20k, and then you have a pursuit for 10k, that makes that 10k into 15k, which is over the whole course of all of the pursuits is a lot of damage. A lot of uncapped, or like not uncapped, but post cap damage, which is cool. So, Booda, we're back. Hi, hello.
What's been going on?
No, nothing. Don't worry about it. Krypt and I just had a little discussion. You're back.
Nice. I am back. I am building my Roland Gen Baron team right now, and I'm very excited.
That sounds like a lot of fun. It sounds like a lot of super armor.
It's
Oh,
so much super
quick
armor.
question. Krypt, you mentioned something about there being more than 2 units out of super armor.
No,
What?
I didn't.
You definitely said that.
No, I didn't. I can't think of a single other unit that you can't flinch. Not one.
I'm laughing, but I don't know if this is a joke or not.
Not one. Not a single one.
I feel like this is a.
Yeah. Okay. So you
podcast
know
ends.
how there were 4 units that were announced to be buffed in the next batch.
Oh,
You know those
Yeah.
4 units that were buffed.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah. There's 4 of them.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because
There
one
are.
of them
That's a
one
fact.
of them doesn't exist. Claire's not real. She can't hurt you.
Bro, doesn't she use super armor on magic though?
Yeah, it's still some kind of super armor.
Oh
Though. And
my
I mean, like,
God.
but
Emily,
then
just
we
go,
gotta bring
go,
DB
Ruto
Ray.
in the mix.
DB Ray has his armor for
I'm
like his
thinking
flinch
like for
resistance against-
skills, dude. Like, come on,
No,
man.
no, no.
Like, don't bait me with the Claire.
really it was like flinch immunity to specific things.
Well, then you
Okay.
gotta bring
She can't-
Ruto
well,
in the mix.
okay.
She can't be
well, at
knocked
this
up off
point-
the ground though, right?
At
was
this point, Merity can't be flinched by earth magic. So there you go. There's 4.
right. Because well,
Get
the
wrecked.
the conversation was about that skill, where if you get lifted off the ground, you take more damage, and we were talking about how super armor makes that good. So really, the relevance was not super armor; it's that she can't be lifted up off the ground, so that's good for her. But she doesn't
She's-
exist, so it turned into a joke, and now
Yeah.
we're way down the line.
We are.
Well,
And
you
it's
know,
kind
you
of
have-
gotten away from me, if we're being honest.
Oh man, that's good.
I appreciate you finally giving it the sauce, but the sauce is. I love that animation. Holy smokes!
That's beautiful.
The friend gotcha animation is
They
so
nailed
good
it.
now.
They nailed it.
It's satisfying.
All
it's
is
like it's like a
forgiven.
machine gun, rapid fire.
Great stuff.
Love it.
All right, guys.
Okey doke.
mean,
I think
we
that's enough
covered
power
a
creep for today.
lot. Enough power. I mean, dead ass. We should just change the name at this point. I'm
Power
down.
Creep podcast.
Season 2, Power Creep Podcast. It's a beautiful name. It flows,
That's actually fantastic.
and it wouldn't sound so fucking pretentious.
I mean, isn't that in character though? Like, come on.
I love it. LC Pro Podcast. It just flows, and it came from a very genuine place, because that's how I see you guys. Like, I named it based on my impression. So
Little did you know.
little did
And
I
now
know.
we're 24 episodes down the road, and you're committed.
I am. Yeah, and at this point,
Stuck with
your
us.
boy Booda has power crept himself, so I think it's appropriate.
Wow. Wow.
Anyway,
I like it. I'm for it. I'm into it.
we can discuss further offline.
Ooh,
because-
you know what else I like
Oh,
and
snap.
am for and am into?
What?
Is Mithril Relief on Arena 2B. Anyway,
Goodness gracious, Krypt.
how's,
Yeah, why
how's you
would-
guys' day going?
Why would
we
that not
stick
be
to like
for us?
the wait until the banner's gone?
No.
format
I can't.
for Arena.
It's within 24 hours. We got to
Listen,
make
I'm having
a lot of
fun, okay?
speculation.
It doesn't matter anyway. The people like once you're in the top 100, everyone has the meta characters, so it doesn't matter.
To some extent, yeah, true.
Yeah, it's
Not always though. There are
Not
certainly
always.
some people in the top 100 that make do without everything.
Oh, that's true, and I love fighting them. It's great.
I mean, hell, Yoda, one of my favorite players. Man, I've had so many interesting interactions with that guy. You know, he's entirely free to play, and one season he was like second or third. So I mean, it's totally possible to do.
Because of effort. But sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's effort over efficiency. Sometimes you just gotta, smash your head into the wall until the wall gives.
Sure.
Mhm.
No, I agree with that. But
Trust me, I'm a professional.
beautiful. And on that note, guys, I think that's all we got for you this time. Thank you for coming out. Thank you to those who stuck around for this extended podcast. There was a lot to cover, so I am glad we got it all knocked out. So thank you to you guys while I just sat back and played the game, played with Roland. Or Roland.
Sorry
Sat
for
back and played with your
talking so
Roland while
much.
we did all the work.
Exactly. Take that as you will.
It's just, send me out there. I'll just talk for forever. It's fine.
Oh, I know. It's great.
Whatever, dude.
Yo, if y'all aren't watching this, you need to get in here and watch this. This is not okay.
What
I
are
don't
you
need Lug in arena anymore.
Oh,
Lug
yeah.
not required.
We'll do some after stream activities.
So ridiculous. Anyway,
But
It's
thank
not.
you.
It's not a thing, dude. What are you talking about? That's not a thing.
I don't know what's even being said.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Thank you guys.
Tubi
for
goes
coming out.
brrrr.
Thank you guys. Thank you to my co-host as always. And y'all know what we say. Work hard, play harder. See you in the next podcast.